Hey everybody, so this is Pistachio, and she is our precious little 1.5-year-old Havanese. We had a lot of success the last 6 months with her using this jingle bell to ask to go outside, but I don't know, something snapped recently and she decided that she doesn't like the sound of it. So she'll only touch it, but it won't make any noise, and we've had a few accidents as a result. So we are trying our luck with this more automated doorbell. The idea is that hopefully she'll step down on it. It makes a lovely little jingle. This receiver is where the jingle comes from, and hopefully we'll be able to hear it from anywhere in our house. I will leave a link to this doorbell in the description if you're interested. So this video will show you our process for acclimating her to the bell and actually getting her to tap it. So starting out, girlfriend is already in training mode. You can see it in those eyes. Our first step was to put a treat underneath the bell and just try to get her to touch it. This was without the doorbell even going off. We just wanted her to feel like it was a friend and not a foe, and be open to touching it for a reward. This part was pretty easy. We just put the treat underneath. She would move it over and nudge it with her nose to get the treat. Now comes the trickier part. We thought we'd show her how to hit the bell with her paw, but we forgot how she hates having her paws handled for an extended period of time, and automatically will make it into a game. So we revised step 2, and we decided we would just hold the bell in place and try to verbally encourage her to paw at the bell for a treat. I think she tried here, but she was still using her face primarily, and we really needed her to use her paws, so this was also a failed attempt. So then we went back to our original step 2, which was holding her paw to show her how to hit the bell, and we knew it was going to be a struggle, but we figured if we could just get one hit on it and she could see that that's what we were asking her to do, we might be in luck. Some classic puppy frustration. But this was the moment of truth. It was like something clicked here and she just realized, oh, that's what this exercise is about. And from there, we were able to get her to tap it on her own. She just picked it up from that point forward. She understood the game. And sometimes I think that's so much of training. They just have to figure out, what language are you speaking? What are you asking me to do? I don't know this one. But once she figured out there had to be noise coming out of it to get the treat, we were smooth sailing. An important part of this too was adding the word ring, and you could use any command for this, but we wanted to make sure we could transfer this over to letting her outside and letting her know what to do before going outside.
Good girl.
So now we want to show her how this works with going outside. Now that the bell was on the ground, she was a little bit confused with the pressure she needed to touch it, but she got there.
Good girl. Good puppy. Good girl.
We practiced a couple times asking her to hit it for a treat in this new spot, since this would be its home.
Girl. Oh, what a good girl. Good girl, baby.
And then eventually, we asked her the question of, do you want to go outside? But before we let her outside, we said, ring. This is the same procedure we'd used with our jingle bell a while ago, and it transferred over pretty easily.
Here we go.
So she tapped it, got the treat, and then her next reward was that she actually went outside. She's a little confused here because I don't think she actually wanted to go outside. But later on, when she actually had to use the bathroom, we did the same thing. I saw her go over. She actually sniffed at the doorbell and couldn't get it to make a sound, and then she went for the invisible jingle bell that used to be on that black strip. So to help her out, I just reminded her, ring. Took a couple tries, and then she got it.
Good girl.
And her reward this time wasn't a treat. It was just that she gets to go outside, which is what she wanted to do.
What a good girl.
So this is going to take a little bit more practice to just remind her what we need her to do before going out, but she picks these things up pretty fast. It helps that we've already done our Jingle Bell training, so I'm sure she sort of understood the assignment once we associated it with going outside. But I think it's really that simple. You acclimate them to the bell, make it a friend, not a foe, get them to hit the bell for the sake of a treat, and then instead of using a treat as a reward, use outside as a reward for when they really want to go out. And they'll learn to put two and two together, and you guys have a new communication tool when the puppy needs to go outside. I would just say, speaking from experience, when we first started this with her as a puppy, if your dog isn't fully potty trained, I wouldn't personally try this out because it did not work for us when she wasn't fully potty trained. She just wasn't motivated to go outside enough to use the bell the way that we needed her to. But now that she really doesn't like to soil her inside den, it's much easier to motivate her to hit the doorbell so that we will open the door for her, and that becomes the high reward. And that's about it. Best of luck with your dog training.